Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap, and we'll be going through live order flow and using Bookmap here to give us insight. And why order flow and why the live market? Well, we can because we can understand the participants and their behavior. The only way that they can participate in these markets is via their orders. So if we can understand the order flow, then it gives us very good insight to their behavior, where they might be positioned, trapped, if their large amount of traders are moving the market, or if it's in chop, etc. And then we go through our process. Our process here from the Bookmap Academy. We had yesterday our meeting. If you're interested in that, you can reach out and you can go to bookmap.com and you'll see Academy in the under the More button and the toolbar. And what we go through is here's our checklist. And our goal here is to build a playbook via journaling. Okay, we journal our trades. That's what the Academy is all about. And we take screenshots of it. We mark them up. We learn from them, both bad and good. And then this is the drill down the process, the impetus, what's moving the markets. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Then we go into the key levels, the higher time frames, looking at where traders are most likely going to react a lot. That's what we want to understand. So that's where the key levels are. And then we're going to look at the scenarios around some of those key levels, starting to draw out, what might happen. So if today, for example, that well, we got some really some back and forth issues here, and it's to the downside. We've been seeing some profit taking, etc. So, for example, if we trade up to a certain level, we're looking maybe for a scenario of shorting it, or the order flow there to give us some insight to short it at that key level, and we can draw out that scenario. Finally, though, we'll get down to our checklist, and our checklist is automatic. We know our setup, we know how to implement it. It's ingrained in us, and if it's not, then that's a problem, because then you don't know what you're doing. You don't know if you have an edge. You don't know how to take advantage of the scenario. All right, so the checklist, we'll grade it. We determine our sizing and risk on it, and then it's down to the order flow for execution, okay, and management, and that's what we're here for. All right, so our pilot program here, this Bookmap Academy is the that is the program. Inside that is this pilot program. Okay, it is a subset of the Bookmap Academy. It is a very focused program that we have here. We're only looking at one setup when we're starting to implement the second setup. It's not so much about the setup because, like I've said, the setup you should know. What this is about is building an edge for yourself. And this is where the biggest gap I've seen with other traders. They can understand concepts extremely well, and their knowledge about the markets can be extremely high, but they don't know how to define and build an edge. And that's critical. Anyway, that's what this program is about. If you're interested, I'll put the link into the chat for you. And then let's go through the disclosures and we'll jump in here. General disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so we will go through and we will show setups, potential opportunities, but this is not a trading room. This is an education room. It's an order flow reading room. All right, let's jump in and let's take a look here. We're looking at the S&P E-mini, and let's start with our top-down approach. In fact, hold on a minute here. Let me clear this column here. Just a minute. They're all notes. There we go. Okay. Yeah, testing something new there for you guys. You guys will be interested in that in the near future. Anyway, in fact, let's just hide the column. All right, so what are we looking at? We're going to go through our top-down approach. We'll start there. Now, we can zoom out here, and I just want to show you this because a lot of you have been asking about this or really intrigued, and I am as well. I'm looking at all this week right here. This is the week's data here in the order flow in Bookmap, starting here all the way down to here. In fact, let's do this. Let's put a candlestick on here for the week. All right, there we go. Okay, and it should be developing that candle here for the week. Okay. All right, well, maybe I need to wait for a second here. If not, then we'll go to a daily. That's fine. We'll go to the daily candle here. Go. All right, that looks right. Okay, so yeah, we can see the entire week, and we can see the entire week at all-time highs previous week here. Okay, so right here is actually something. I just want to mention this. Today I want to talk about a lot of market structure and order flow within the structure. And there's a great example right here, and we can even just look at the candlestick chart to show that. If we just take a look at the candlesticks in here, okay, we can see, and let me just turn off the best bid and offer for just a moment. Okay, right. Okay, so here, this was the gap up, the gaps up we saw previous weeks over in here, right? And then all-time highs. Okay, so we have these island gaps in here, like an island gap in here. And then another gap here, and then all of this price action up in here, and then this is what we cover in this low volume pullback that it's a strategy or a setup that we have. I'll show where it is and where you can find it, but adding this into the pilot program as well, and just understanding this market structure. Okay, that here's almost a week's worth of data up at all-time highs. Okay, and we can see some weakness in the candles here. And you can see the real weakness, though, came here. Okay, so on November 5th, I believe it was. Yeah. No. Yeah, November 4th. It was the 4th that we saw this big drop. Yeah. And this is a shift. Okay, this is a shift in the market structure. Now that's in hindsight, this is very easy to see. Okay, but we see all sorts of pullbacks to that area in here as well. Now let's take a look at some of those pullbacks, okay, and look at the volume bars down here. Okay, do you see a lot of buying coming in here? No, I don't. I see mostly selling, right? So understanding that this is driving the market away on volume, and we don't see a lot of volume up in here. Okay, so we're still seeing weakness, and the structure is telling us that, well, we have the structure and volume together in here, telling us that likely we're going to stay in this range or get price discovery to the downside. These are very, very simple reads, but they can be extremely powerful, especially when we start to zoom back in and we have this bias. So, Duzman, this is something that I was mentioning to you, that in this case, then, if you know this in the bigger picture, okay, then we're looking for coming back up into these areas in here, and that's when you're looking for the trend line break and accumulation trade on the downside. Okay, so this is where you would be shorting and looking for that setup for going short, and then looking for follow through to the downside. Right, so now that is I don't know if those setups, I think we went over this one in depth on Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. No, Wednesday. This is the 5th here, and a lot of liquidity up in here and a lot of back and forth in here, anyway, we can see another retest back up in here, and there's still high liquidity, and they're even adding more in. Okay, you guys can see that, right? You can see they're adding more in here as price is coming up. Okay, in the heat map, so more sellers lined up, even at lower areas here. And then we see another really nice sell-off to the downside. Okay, there's another market structure in here as well. Can you guys see it? Let me make the volume dots a little bit bigger here. There's some beautiful stuff looking at these charts. And as you guys take a look at that, let me just zoom into the chat here and take a look. Good morning, everybody. All right. Oh, Dan's in. He's in here someplace. Stephen. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just getting caught up here. Ah, okay. So you were listening to Bogdan yesterday, Laura. Okay, great. Yeah, you can watch it in YouTube there. Yeah, you were missed. Let's see. And slowdown. I don't know where slowdown is. I'll have to reach out. Okay. And good morning, Robert. Yeah, Robert, Lowe, and others. We'll get to you guys next time in the Academy meeting. All right. Okay. Anyway, this is the structure I'm talking about here. I mean, I know you guys know all this, but we're just going to go through it again and again. And that's part of this process in here, is being able to see these things again and again, and starting to, from our experience and our observation, then we start to look into a potential setup to make money out of it. Okay, so it's here. This is the swings back and forth, and then it's this swing here, and then look at the retest here. Okay, now you know it could have done another one here. Likely we probably got a pullback in here. I think I can see it, so we'll zoom in here and see if we got our pullback here. Yeah, we did. Right, you can see that pullback. It didn't quite get up here, but you can see the move into, this is beautiful stuff, into all this high liquidity, pull back here, not quite to where it dropped from, but kind of close, and then the sellers come in again, okay, and hit the bid hard. Yeah, let's go to current market. Okay, all right, so, and what are we seeing now? Okay, well, the same thing. You know, here's our structure right here. Okay, and here is our move lower, and here's some of our pullbacks so far. Okay, now this is the cash open here at 9:30. So we know that there's going to be a lot more volume that really picks up. You can see it here in the bars, also the size and color of the dots. But we're looking to see who's in control here in this move lower. And I have to tell you, this is a tough read. I mean, look at the bars. Okay, so we don't know. It's not as clear as some of those other reads earlier. Now that's obviously in hindsight, but it's the same thing. I mean, this is kind of hindsight too, and almost. I mean, these bars are already telling us quite a bit. These volume dots. We're also seeing tremendous amount here in the on the bid getting filled. Okay, so let's zoom into that area, because there's, if that is the case and we're getting our aggressive buyers coming in here accumulating, we're looking for a pop above this zone in here. Now that's one scenario. Okay, so let's get prepared for that scenario, and we can even draw up our trend line and go off of the swings, something like that. Okay, and also, you know, this is looking at market structure, and part of that trend line break and accumulation, it does say trend line in there, but we're looking at market structure really. And this horizontal line here is kind of aligning with our trend line at the moment. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so it's up here around, we want to see buyers above it. Okay, now what are we seeing right now? Okay, well, let me put the best bid and offer on here. All right, so we're actually seeing some buying interest coming back in here. Okay, so now if we can trade back up to 11 and we get more buyers again, I would look for the move not only up into 15 or 17 up here, we have the potential to break it as well. Okay, here they come, here are the buyers, and this is our third test up here, and there's a lot of volume up in here. Okay, so I am looking for buyers to come up and to trade and test these two lines that we drew, but also the liquidity up here at 17 and a half and 20. Okay, just by putting, you know, moving forward here and putting these pieces together. And that's what we're seeing here in the order flow. All right, so we got up to about 15, and that's it so far. Okay, so it's up near all of this. If we zoom in here and we look at our CVP column here, okay, so we just got up here, and that's it so far. And let's see if we can get another retest back up there. Now we don't know, right? We never know. But this is the number one scenario I'm looking for here because of all of this volume in here, and it's still holding structure here. Okay, it's still holding this structure, this one. Okay, it broke out from it. It came back in the middle, and now we're coming back up here again. Okay, again, looking for our buyers, and even better now, looking for the pop up into, you know, somewhere up in here. Still not seeing quite enough buyers in here. Kind of exhausted out up here. Okay, so we're going to have to get another rotation up here and see more buyers again. Is this a setup right now? Not really. You know, we're kind of waiting for the structure. We're kind of just looking for the move up into the structure, and then we're looking for the follow through. Okay, so let's just take a look and just step back here. All right, so for trend line break and accumulation, this is a higher time frame setup in here. Okay, we need to get back up above here, and that's where we need to see these buyers in here. Okay, I'll show the video if you guys like. But this was maybe a little too aggressive in here, thinking that you know, just we're going to look for the trade up to these lines here. I thought we'd be able to get up to at least 28, this 17 and a half or 20 here. But we just got up to the swing around this 15 level, and that's been it so far. Okay, we can still get up there. We'll see. There's a lot of buying in here. Okay, so you see all of this selling in here, but into very, very high liquidity. So we have that at our back, and we also have a lot of buying volume in here. Okay, we've also been selling off. Let's go to our candlestick chart for a minute here. Okay, here's our daily candlestick chart over here, and this is the move down below the swing from Wednesday, October 22nd. Yeah, November 4th was the bigger down, and then also the 6th. So we're down at this swing in here, and there's a lot of down momentum in here, but it's already sold off, like, multiple days in here. I would look for a reaction at this swing, and I think we're starting to see it. Let's go to the hourly and the 15-minute in here. Okay, so there's still momentum to the downside here on the hourly and the 15-minute. Okay, but we're starting to see we saw all of that passive liquidity getting filled in here, and then we're starting to see those aggressors on the buy side come in as well. Okay, so that's why we are starting to outline this scenario of the trend line breaking accumulation to the upside. Yeah, it broke the structure here to the downside. A little tricky. This could be a false breakdown here below this small structure. I think this is what you're talking about. Trading is life. If so, like, see how it's already come back into the range here. So now what we've got here, if we can get back up here to 15, we can get a powerful breakout. Okay, because this is the fuel here. There's a lot of sellers now trapped. Okay, so we can look for this now. This happens so much. We've all seen this so many times, right? This kind of false breakdown. The one thing that I mean, this is a little bit of volatility in here, because we look for the break here to be, if the break is something like 4 or 5 points, usually you get the continuation to the downside, right? But you can see that we're already back in here, and look at the buy volume coming back in. So it's kind of clouding the picture a little bit, but the one scenario that we outlined is still very much in play. We got to break above the 15 level up here, though. Okay, we have both our horizontal line and our diagonal trend line. Okay, so still looking to see if we can get buyers up into here, and then maybe the breakout. Yeah, it's a little difficult, little challenging there. If it comes back up here, though, we should get a nice move. Yeah, I mean, you have to be kind of careful at the I don't know, in my opinion, around, I mean, this period in the news, as well as the time, a time of day. But trading is life. I totally agree with you. Like, you got the big figure here, though, at 6,700. So kind of bouncing off of that, we're still above it. There's still high liquidity on the bid, in these areas in here. We're outlining. Let's outline the other scenario here. Okay, so if we can't get up in here into 15 and then pop, the opposite scenario is looking pretty good for a move to the downside, but we got to see a lot of sellers come in, and then we got to come back down to this bottom edge here, and we got to see a lot of sellers. It's not clear right now, because here are our sellers here are our buyers here, right? So here, let's clear these drawings. So it's not too clear right now. All right, so we're waiting for one of these scenarios to pan out. Okay, so the first scenario is based off of being at these the swing low, high liquidity at the open here, getting filled on the way down, and then seeing aggressive buyers coming in. All right, and then so we're looking for the pop up above somewhere here. Okay, the second scenario would be the and it's kind of playing out too. I mean, like we're looking at, you can see these buyers trying up here, and then here is kind of a dagger right here, right, and here. Okay, so buyers exhaust out, and so then sellers come back in. And this happens a lot. They're just trying, they're trying, they can't do it, and then the sellers come back in, and then we get the drop. Okay, and that's open here as well. That's a possibility, this scenario. And if that is the case, then this is what we're kind of looking at. Move back down, probably get a bump, and then the move back down to the lows of the day here. Okay, high liquidity around this well, 66.90 to 66.80 areas down here. And we just wait and watch. We're sitting and waiting for one of these scenarios here. Get rid of the candlestick chart. Go. Okay, yeah, you're looking for the break of 6,700. Yeah, 90 liquidity. Heck, I think it would come back down to this 80 level, but we'll see. Anyway, let me go over to YouTube. Any questions over there? Want to look at the NQ TK? Okay. Yep. Anyway, what I wanted to cover today was market structure and then order flow within the structure. Because market structure we can gain so much from, understanding ranges, higher highs, lower highs, whatever it might be, but then putting the transactions and then the order flow around those as well. Okay, like this one right here, if we can't find those buyers willing to take this higher, then, and you can see it exhausting out. Here's beautiful exhaustion here, here's sellers here. Okay, so then here at this kind of 01, we can look for sellers and we can get a really nice move here to the downside as well. It means all of these buyers trying to take it higher up in here are going to be the ones selling down in here or adding to the move for sure. Okay, we'd be looking for some pretty nice stop runs then. And I don't know. We don't know. We're going to wait until traders tell us here. Okay, we've outlined a few different scenarios. Boy, I still like the long scenario. I have to be honest. I just, as you guys know, with the trend line breaking accumulation, it's this passive accumulation in here, and then combine that with the aggressive accumulation with the green dots. Okay, but if they can't muster the move, if they can't do it, then we're going to see the sellers come in. All right, here we go. Let's see. We got liquidity right here too at this at the figure, or just below the figure. Okay, here comes some sellers. All right, sellers, then let's see it. Let loose. Let's see the move then. First stop would be this 90 liquidity down here, so about a 10-point move. I don't think we're going to get much clarity, but we'll see. It's lined up here for sellers. All right, sellers, hit it hard. Looking for it. Let's see. Let's see what they got here. One thing I do like about it is the fuel of these buyers in here can't quite make it. They're still kind of, scratching and fighting tooth and nail in here, and then they're going to capitulate down here. TK, we'll go over the NASDAQ in just a minute here. And you want to look at from the 4th? Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, not really getting that kind of clarity here. We broke that bottom edge, but look at the way that it broke. All right, well, here's something like microstructure. If we can get back up above this on some buying, I would look for the move right back up to here. Okay, let's see if we can get that. It's kind of like a mini head and shoulders here, right? So looking for buyers up here, and then a quick breakout move up to, well, where's the liquidity? There's some here at 05, and I'd look for the move to the swing, but liquidity's up higher. No, can't do it. Back down again here, bottom edge. Let's see if we get buyers buying or not. Sellers ready to move. All right, looks like we're going to get our move up here. It looks like it to me. I mean, we see look at the selling down here, right? Our double bottom kind of in here. So I would look for it. It seems like we have a bit more buying up in here. And we fade right back into this small range here. Okay, so this is the kind of day it's going to be, and just kind of sit, wait, and watch, trying to understand the order flow within some of these ranges here. And right now, it's very convoluted. All right, look at our volume bars in here. Try to give us the story. Okay, and what the story is like we're not getting that kind of clarity here. Probably what we'll see is some sort of scenario where like sellers will come in, move it down to 90, it'll pop right back and then move to the other side, something like that. And very, very quick too. But let's see what we get here. All right, we're seeing those sellers. Now, can they get some traction here? And look at them lined up to buy as well. So again, we don't want to see that. We want to see them lined up on the offer, pushing price away down into high liquidity on the bid down in these areas here. All right, there they go into 90. Okay, we've got another structure here to take a look at and just see, right? We've already broken the diagonal, but we need to break the horizontal here. Okay, and we do have high liquidity, high liquidity, high liquidity. Okay, so let's see if we get that. Buyers coming in. Okay, all right, buyers. Let's see what. Here's a nice big buying dot here. I like seeing this. We didn't quite break the structure on it though, but we do see the accumulation here. That buy side. Yeah, I agree. Like the the overall trend is down. Trading is life in the bigger picture, no doubt. There we go. Okay, into 90, and you got your 90. Okay, where'd you get in? Trading is life. I'm not really seeing, maybe this area up in here, like we kind of mentioned. Uh, maybe uh, just because it's failing to, it's that exhaustion up in here. Also maybe in here, some exhaustion up in here. Okay, you just waited until 6,700. So it went, you held through this. This moved back up into about 04 or so. Or did you sell it when it came back through it again here? All right, let's see if any questions. Yeah, we can go take a look at the Nasdaq. All right, so let's see here. Lows of the day. Okay, so let's put that in. So because we can still look for this big snapback here. I'm not discounting it at all. In fact, let me just clear all these here. Assess. Okay. Our key level's a bit lower here though. The swing, I guess it's kind of a zone-ish area here. Here. Oh, okay, so trading is life, your stop was, let's just take a look at this here. So you got in 67. So looks like, so this triggered you in right around here, right? And then you put your stop loss above this structure up here. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, good trade. You got 10 out of it, down to 90. I mean, you risked about 8, but you know, that's um, you know, in the pilot program, basically, like the goal is well, at least at least 1-to-1. I mean, we want to get better than you know, clearly want to get at least 2-to-1, or 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 on risk reward. I'm okay with 1-to-1 though, to build confidence and just gain experience. I just want to mention this. That's all. And because you know, we want to as forward testing with this kind of low volume pullback trade in here. You want to build confidence in it, and what you are you're doing there with 1-to-1 is like just giving yourself some time in here, some leeway to make it work out. And I think that's totally fine. Okay, you then use that replay mode to go back and hone and hone and hone. Okay, now here's a really nice, we're at our key level. This could be a really nice trendline break and accumulation trade right now. And you know, we've been selling off. Okay, we've been looking at our candles in here on our higher time frame as well. And you know, we never know. We've already moved quite a bit here in the you know, average daily range here. I mean, it doesn't matter, it can still come down lower. However, we have a lot of things here that, you know, are boding pretty well for a move back into the daily candle here. Okay, so we just need, we've got the accumulation many times over on the buyers. Okay, so now we're looking for the aggressors, and then here it is here. Okay, somewhere right around in here is where we're looking for. I'm not going to call an entry here. I don't want people to get in trouble here. But this is the setup. Okay, we have our higher time frame level, key level. We also have that accumulation, and we've been looking for these aggressive buyers when they start to come in. Okay, so first thing we do is we hit a single. Okay, where do we take our partial profits? Well, probably I mean, we look for usually the first swing, and that really doesn't give you much, but we look for the next swing up in here. I like this one right where you took your profits earlier at 66.90, and then up here around 96 or so. Okay, so that's where I'd be looking, and we've already got a pullback here, so we're still seeing some weakness. And we need to see if those buyers come back in again or not. Okay? And this is where they have to come in. Okay? This is our zone right in here. Okay, so we're looking for those buyers to come in. And again, we're going to get another small break of this structure, and we need to see those buyers come in. Okay, if we get that. And we're not yet. Yeah, they need to come in full force. I agree. We haven't really, well, we saw some earlier. I thought up in some of these areas up in here, combined with all of that, you know, liquidity in here, you know, there's more buying than selling in there. And now we're really looking for that full force, and it looks pretty good here. Looks pretty good. Okay, so now we're back up to that swing, and now we're looking for the break higher. Yeah, let's take a look at that 90 level up here. Okay, beauty here. Okay, guys, you know, this is it here again. This little structure here in the break. on that big buying, right? That's what we've been kind of looking for. Yeah, on something like this, actually, for a partial profit, after seeing all of this buying coming in, I wouldn't, to be honest. I would look for the next swing up here at 96. Okay. Yeah. Repeat. You have to know your plan. This is the plan. This is the setup in here. And we take our shot, and we don't know. We manage our risk. Okay, we try to align as much as we can on our side, and best of all, though, this setup here is something that in the pilot program you would have traded hundreds of times. And if you trade it hundreds of times, you have a pretty good idea what this thing looks like and how it performs, and if you have an edge or not. Yeah, I agree. You have to be very careful on the counter trend trade. But this is why we picked it, repeat, is to be careful about it, and to understand these elements in here. Like you get such a good understanding of the kind of switch, which we're seeing here, right? See, look here in the volume bars. It's telling us, okay, that transformation happened here. Okay, so again, we're looking at the same thing right here. Look for buyers above this little structure right here. Okay, if we get it, we should get a nice move, not only to 90 here at this point. I'd look for our next level up at 96, or look high liquidity coming in here at 05. Okay, so this is putting those pieces together. First off was our higher time frame key level. Okay, then we're looking at that passive accumulation, and then we're looking at the aggressive accumulation. Okay, again, this will be on the smaller time frame. This will be the key level up here, kind of around 86. Okay, let's look at the order flow in here. Bid looks good. See how they're bidding up here. Okay, we're getting some buyers come in. The offer, there's not so much up here around 87. There's some. And let's see if we get our aggressive buyers in here and we get a nice clean break away from this structure around at the top edge here at 86. You can see that it's kind of struggling. And let's see it, buyers. You've got it here. You have got it. You just need to show up here. And one more retest down here. So this is, boy, there's a lot of selling pressure in here still. I mean, we know we're in a pretty big downtrend here. I mean, But I'm still, I mean, this is what we see so far. All right, well, there's one thing that we can still look for here, even if this one fails, is this might be the kind of the left shoulder, and then the head will, trade down into this 75 or 70 level, something like that, and then we can look for kind of a repeat of that. This is kind of one of the things about uh, the setup I don't like. Nonetheless, it is what it is. I mean, this is our analysis in here. We see this transformation unfolding here. Okay, now just a ton of sellers just came in. Big iceberg here as well. But let's see what we get here. Boy, that's a lot of selling right there. It's a huge iceberg though too, from what 1550 on up to, so about 1,000 lots there filled on the bid. Guys, I mean, in terms of the management on this, you're out already. Like this came back, it would have stopped you out. And we're still kind of looking for maybe the next setup though, and that's it. I mean, it didn't play out. The stop would have been up in here someplace around, looking for this break in here, and then the move on up. So my stop would have been someplace in here, and I would have been stopped out. Okay, so I still think there's something in here. I just think that we're not. I don't know. We're still going to the lows here, and like I said, the only thing that I can think of here is like if this is going to turn around, it is these buyers in here. This will make that left shoulder. This will be the head, and then we'll look for the move back up. Okay, so anyway, getting back to repeat and the being careful on these kinds of moves because it is counter trend trade or it's a reversal. It's not counter trend trade. It's a reversal we're looking for, and we take a shot at it. And if it doesn't work out, we take our stop and we move on to the next. Okay, don't fight it, and still looking for this to potentially set up though. I mean, we did the right homework in here. where are the stops? Okay, so I just saw this repeat. So I don't know if I already answered that for you. Okay, so we can look at it, this again in here. Right, here we go. Let's see. So this is where you need to see that aggressive accumulation back up above. Okay, come on, buyers. For some reason, I kind of like this. They're starting to accumulate. We know they're positioned in here. We saw the iceberg as well on our side. So now these kind of look like sleeper. Sometimes they look like a sleeper move, and they can turn into some really, really nice moves once they start to kick off. Okay, so that accumulation is happening here. Okay, so let's see if we get a buyers once again in here. Okay, we're in a small range right now. And they're bidding up in here. That's a good sign. Boy, still more sellers though. Okay, so nothing yet. Let's go back to our higher time frame here for just a minute. No, just no interest. Again, you can see that exhaustion right in here, right? And here come the sellers. Okay, so trying, and we see the this is the structure we're looking for them to break. Okay, we were looking previously at this one. It kind of broke it. It failed though. So now what we really want to see for a really strong move is buyers back up above 84 here, 64, 66.84. Okay, and a lot of them. Maybe Robert, I was kind of thinking the same thing. A lot of that liquidity, first see it absorbed down here, and then the move back. I mean, as we can see, there's still a lot of selling pressure in here, and that's what we're trying to basically in the setup, the structure. What we're trying to measure here is the and we want at our backs here is all of this buying getting filled on the way down, right? So we know there's buyers in here. Okay? Then it's a very simple thing. We're looking for a break of some structure, and then we're looking for aggressive accumulation. So passive accumulation, break of structure, aggressive accumulation. and we look for it at a key level. Okay, and our key level was drawn up here at the swing low here around this 80, 84, 85 level. Okay, so now, which is kind of interesting, if we can get back up above there on buying, then this can be really nice. You can start to see these moves up into some of these swings where the buyers or the sellers are on the offer up here. Okay, we're just looking for that aggressive accumulation in here, and we're getting some of it, but no follow through. I thought we had it here. I really did. I thought we had it here. And then I thought strong enough move. This is the second move up in here on some strong volume. I'm looking for it above this 90 level. I was looking for 96 at that time. And we didn't, right? So that would have been a small loss on that, okay, in that setup. Okay, all this is hypothetical, though. I'm just going through the setup in here. We also had, like I said, we did our homework. We saw the buying accumulation. We saw transition happen right in here, right? And then this kind of was a game changer right here. That big selling, and another big one, and another big one here. Okay, so a lot of selling. So this happens, and look, no excuses here. This is what unfolded. Okay, but we saw all of this. We are at a key level. We had these elements in here, and it didn't pan out. There were more aggressive sellers or a lack of aggressive buyers to lift it higher at this point. Okay, so that was what unfolded in the order flow. And just, okay, look for the next. Also a higher time frame in here. Yeah, I know. We look at these days here to the downside. Not good. But looking for on Friday, looking for some profit taking for those sellers, not looking for them to come back in and try to go for these lower swings down here. Okay, I mean, these would be the next levels in here. They're pretty far away. This would be some pretty big down days, and hey, it might unfold. But this after two down days, a swing here. I'm looking for some profit taking and some buying to come back in and trade it back up into the range for the day. And that was the scenario number one. Okay, so now we hit this high liquidity down here at 75. All right. So okay, so we got another area here. High liquidity filled at 75, and then now let's take a look at the structure. Okay, on the smaller time frame, I'm going to look at this one here. And this trend line has just been, we have to reevaluate it. It broke. It even broke on this one though. But now this is the horizontal structure. It's still, up here above 84 is really it. Richard, let's see. In your setup checklist, you've downloaded the trend line break accumulation. When you go through the data and replay, how will the trend line break indicator help me? Okay, we're going over that now. It really is just kind of the guardrails or guideline for structure, right? Now this structure has gotten a lot more complex now. It's kind of flattened out here, so it's breaking the trend lines. But yeah, we can draw we can adjust it as well. But I like this one much better because it's in line with you know, these 3 points up here on the higher time frame. If I adjust it again, then it would be something like that, which doesn't make too much sense to me. What we could do is something like this, though, and then see if we can get a few points out of that. Just trying to understand the structure that traders might be reacting to. Okay. I think this one holds pretty well there, except it just broke here, right? Richard, did I answer your question? All right, I'm not seeing it. We're not, you know, it's even more selling, and we're not breaking structure. We're not exactly. Okay, so let's outline structure more. Is that what the issue is here? Well, there's no trend line break and accumulation indicator. If that's what you're asking, there is no indicator for it. It's just understanding these elements. Yeah, I'm seeing there's only um, there are lower highs and lower lows. Absolutely. Repeat. And that's the structure, right? So that's what we want to see first tested. So you have set the indicator at 8. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by indicator and set them at 8. What does that do? I'm sorry, Richard. I don't understand. There is no indicator for this. It's really understanding these elements on the chart and the order flow. That's it. Okay, and then we look for a potential opportunity and we take it. He means the setup checklist. I'm still not following. So the setups checklist, if I come up here to setups checklist and I open that up, okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you have you gave it a rating of 8, right? Okay, overall 8. I understand. Okay. Well, let's take a look at it here. Okay. Here I would still give this. I really would. I would look in this here, and I would say, like, I'm seeing that transition happen, and we even broke this structure here, and it's just still grinding lower here. But the passive accumulation on 3+ levels, great. Okay, I'd give this like a 9 or a 10 here, and key level high time frame, yep, low of the day, 9 or a 10. A break of the structure, yeah, it broke it here, and also trend line, you know, was broken. It broke it. I wouldn't give it like necessarily a 9 though. Maybe an 8, maybe a 7, somewhere around in there. And then the aggressive accumulation looks good to me. That's at least an 8. And I got an 8.5 in here, right? Something like that. Okay? And it failed. Okay, but this looks great, you know. It does. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, trading is life. Others. I mean, this is it. How many times have I put these replay files together for you guys? We've seen exactly this, and we come back up not only to like 10 up here, we go quite a bit higher. You know, we come up to highs of the day somewhere. You get really, really powerful moves. I mean, look, there's a lot of other things. Like there's the, you know, I'm not trying to make excuses or anything. But impetus, this is what's moving the market right now. The sentiment is bad. You know, we're not going with that sentiment here. Okay, what's moving the market is, you know, we have a government shutdown. We should have had non-farm today. We don't have employment data. So that's really bad. We have earnings. Earnings have been good, but there's a lot of talk about, you know, these markets being overstretched, and God, what was I going to say? Oh, interest rates are lowered from the Fed, and at all-time highs. Okay, earnings have been good. Okay, but there's a lot of like negative sentiment out there. Okay, government shutdown, you know, obviously adding to that as well. Richard, I'll have more information on setting up your trading journal on that, so don't worry about that. Let's take a look again here. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so now this is kind of interesting. We talked about this yesterday. This time frame during this webinar can be very tricky. I find you'd think like, oh yeah, this is a great time. This is what happens a lot of times in this time frame in here. Boy, this today is a tricky day. I mean, like our impulse move from the cash open was you know, obviously to the downside, but look at all this liquidity getting filled in here. And then we see impulse move, chop, but this chop is very different than what I'm talking about. The structure I would be looking for would be more like this: impulse move, chop like this maybe, and then another impulse move, right? But this is very, very different than that. Yeah, and then we had all of this underneath here, underneath the swing, our key level and our higher time frame. Okay, so now here we go. Let's see. Right now, what we've got going for us here is this is time of day. Okay, European close is coming up. They're going to be out of the market here pretty soon, and then that's when we can see a lot of these really nice moves unfold, either way, to the downside or the upside. But now we're breaking structure. Now we're seeing some of that. Let's just look at this again. Okay, the accumulation is still in here. There's not a whole lot of selling down here though. Okay, are we seeing a lot of buying? Are we seeing that transition? Yeah, I mean, can we get above this selling in here? This is the structure I'd be looking at, and we're looking for our buyers above it here. And let's see if we can get it. There they come. All right, so yeah, I mean, now they're coming in hand over fist, and I don't see icebergs absorbing here. Let's see. Next stop here is our 84 level, and our 84 level is that previous swing here, right? Let me jump back here because I want to show this 84 level, and the structure is important. Okay, so all this chop above it, and then the move below it, and now we're looking for the retest to it again up here. Okay, the buyers are coming in. I see the transition. I'm looking for the buyers to retest back to 84. Okay, I think we can, if they can and they still buy, we're looking for 90. Looking for the figure up in here. This too looks like a pretty good area structurally to retest. Okay, look at the low volume node here at 90. Okay, it's right here at that swing where we kind of blazed through here, retested, and then came back down. Time to go up. Okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I mean, the transition looks even better here. Okay. What I like about this one the most is the time of day. Right? Because we're finally, like, after all of this, and, you know, pretty tricky session, or you know, a lot of pressure to the downside, and now Europeans are going to close their positions. I think that's what we're seeing already, and it's the end of the week as well, and then we can see this momentum move potential to the upside. Okay, we broke our structure. Okay, we broke our we redrew the trend line. Okay, we also broke this horizontal structure here. Okay, at 60, this one right from this swing here. Okay, 75 or so. Okay. All right, let's see it. All right, let's see it, buyers. Hand over fist. I got to see him up here at 80. That would be a significant move, or, you know, a significant order flow event. Yeah, there they go. Okay, so let's see now. The next swing is our 84, right? But we're looking for our 90 liquidity up here. Oh yeah, let's see over in YouTube here. A few questions. Yeah, just a second here. Setups checklist. You download trendline break accumulation. When you go through your data files in replay mode, how will a trendline break accumulation indicator help you? So you mean the setup? You're talking about the setups checklist. That's just kind of a like a kind of a quick guide here to give you some insight, and you know, to kind of pay attention to some of these things a little bit closer in here. All right, well, this so far, even this pullback in here, this is on lower volume though. Okay, this is a low volume pullback. Okay, so I know this is, you know, all that downward pressure in here, but this is a low volume pullback. Look at all this buying in here. Okay, and then look at the selling in here. Right, so we can look for you know, potential We'll see. And we're looking for kind of a continuation, like a flag pattern at that point, right? So we're looking for buyers back up above 75 here. Okay, so our structure is kind of down in this area here, though. Okay, so let's see if we can get our buyers back up above 75 here, and then a move back up to top of the range here, top of the swing. Okay, TK, I imagine the NQ is quite a bit weaker in here. Let's jump over to that. I mean, it's got to be. Hold on a minute. It's all jammed up here. Okay, we'll look at Trader Map Pro. Yeah. Here's what it looked like in NQ over here. High probability doesn't mean 100%. Absolutely. No, it's probability. And again, James, like this based on the setup and the study of it, it's based on your experience that you've done this over and over again. Let me show you, for example, here. This is where it is recorded in here. It's recorded in the trading journal, the web trading journal in Bookmap. And then here, let me go to some of the students in here, or some of the traders in here. Okay. So Robert, I would love to show your live one. You've just done incredibly well, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea in here, thinking that they're going to be making all this money like you made in your live account with this setup. Okay, so I don't want to show it. I mean, we can show it internally to the pilot program members. All right. Let's see, I want to show lows. Oh yeah, here we go. So look at this here. This is lows, and you know, oh God, now he's even doubled his profit. He's taken, oh, I don't know, that's 167, 70, 173 trades in here. Okay, you can see it's 2-to-1 win ratio here, risk reward. You can see some pretty big winners in here. Anyway, this is where you're building that experience. Okay, this is in the replay mode though, right? Files that are provided for you to get a feel for the setup. Right. All right, let's see here. Now here's let's take a look at this in here. This is still a low volume pullback in here. Now, if sellers come back down below here around 70, then this is off. You know, we're going to probably see a flush through to the downside. But so far, this is where those buyers came in. It pulled all the way back here. Okay, so we're looking for buyers back up above some of the structural levels in here. Okay, it is a low volume pullback. Okay, so let's see if we can get buyers back up somewhere around in this 74, 75 level. And it's got to be significant. Okay, if we get that, then we're looking for the move back up into, you know, somewhere around this 80 or above level here. Okay, the bid looks pretty good. See, they're bidding up in here. We're not seeing the sellers here. That's why it's a low volume pullback, because we don't see the sellers. Okay, so now we're seeing our buyers. Okay, now let's get some follow-through buyers. Come on, let's see it now. Okay, the European close is just closing here. So let's see if we can get some buyers coming back in here now. Nothing yet. Yeah, Richard, I'll have ways to show you here how to get the trading journal set up. Okay, back up to the top of the range here. Okay, and this is looking pretty good. Now let's get our follow through. Looking for buyers here. Okay, strong buying. All right, for this setup here, guys. I mean, we've been waiting this whole time for this setup to unfold. We've this looked at one point here. This looked really good for it. We had our setup. It continued to grind lower, and then now we're looking for it potentially again here because we can see that buying coming in. Okay, and then countered by sellers again here, right? But back up to that key level, or I'm sorry, on the smaller structural level, we need to see break on buy volume, and we didn't. All right, let's see here. Anyway, low, really great to see that. Yeah, and also you're marking up your charts now as well. This is something here. Let me show everybody here. I want to show this as well. So not only so now this is what this goes back and answers the YouTube question about high probability doesn't mean 100%. No, absolutely not. The quant trader absolutely cannot short here. Yeah, no, I agree. What I want to show here, okay, in the journal. So the goal here is to get experience under your belt as quickly as possible. Using this replay mode, you can speed it up, slow it down, and you can gain I don't know how long this took you, Low, to get your 173 trades in here. You've been in the program for I don't know, maybe 3 weeks or so, something like that. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe a month. But here, actually, we can see in here. So, okay, back in June, actually, is when you first started. Okay, June 13th. All right. So you've been in for a while. And then we can go and look at this. Not only is he trading this and building experience actually through trading in replay mode, and then all your trades are listed here, all of them. Okay. So here's a loss, you can go back through all of them in here. Right, here's a few losses, mostly gains. Now this is replay mode, right? You kind of know what it's going to be, but you're still seeing it. And then under your notes, this is where you're building out your playbook. Click on the notes column. He takes a screenshot here of his trade. This is where he got in. Here's his setups checklist, Richard. Okay, that he's marked up here. And then he looks for that break just like this, and then he's looking for those aggressive buyers, and in this case it looks like he just got stopped out at break even here in this one. Okay, and this is the ES here, but anyway, he's got a playbook here. Okay, this is another instance of his setup. He's got his notes in here. Okay, so and he, why doesn't it work out? Sort of a key level intraday, not too much passive liquidity. break of structure, pretty good. Entry, good. Need to work on exit. Okay, although zoomed in and trailed as Shark, one of the participants in the program, had said, maybe it was not the best setup rating. All right, fair enough, right? He just gained experience through journaling that, though, and he made a little bit of a profit out of it. Look, he's only trading like in his 2 contracts in here. That's what it looks like to me. Here's his next one here, right? He's journaling these things in here. My point is this: after you go through this and you build out your playbook this way, like, you know, and then you start to see these things unfold in real time. Okay, now we struggled today with it. Okay, but you have tons of experience in this, and you know what it looks like. You can reduce the risk like he did in that one trade, you can just look for the next one. Okay, then go back to replay mode and get better at it again. Why didn't it work out? He wrote up in his comments why it didn't work out. This is the experience I'm talking about. It's not just about, you know, following a setup. It's about building experience with that setup, tangible experience. Just think about it. If you're an athlete, if you are well, professional in anything, you're a pilot, you know, you are constantly training and gaining experience, and it's that experience that you learn from and you move forward. Okay, what happens a lot in trading, of what I've seen, is that people are eager to trade, and it's exciting to you know, throw money into the market and you know, potentially win a lot. Okay, and they understand the setup, they read a few books, and then they just jump right in, and they don't have the experience. Okay, this is a process to help you with that experience. You gain that experience and you look for the trade. Now, not all of them are going to work, not at all. Okay, but when you see it, you will likely take it, and you will more than likely have a win out of it, or at least a reduced risk out of it. And you will be reading properly the order flow in here as well. You will understand these contexts in here, and that's really what it's about. It's really that simple. Like, when we start to understand this context in here. Okay, so now the context right now is we've got the passive accumulation. We're at lows of the day. We see the structure break. Now, this structure did not break up here. Okay, and then we're looking if this was even a low volume pullback in here. And but we did mention this, right? And if sellers get below here, then, you know, look out. They're going to likely take it not only to lows, but we can go, you know, back down to the lower levels of liquidity down here and continue to trend lower. Okay, so then in this setup you would be out. Okay, unfortunately this one didn't work out either. All right, so look for the next one. And then why didn't it work out? Well, we talked about some of that. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, bigger picture fundamentals, a shift, a market sentiment, a lot of selling, and that's the impetus. That's what's moving the market, and we're kind of fighting it here. Anyway, guys, it's past my time here, and we got to end the webinar here. I hope this was helpful. How can you get in the program? Yeah, I'll put the link into the chat for you. It's right here. Okay, and you'll sign up in here, and then you'll come over to Discord, and you'll see all the all the materials are over there. Okay, for the replay files, the setups checklist that and the other files. Okay, so Richard, yep, my promise to you, I will get you up and running within that trading journal. Okay. All right, guys. Anyway, there's still a lot of things happening here. I'm still going to be watching for this. This just reset for me, though. I need to look for another, more accumulation in here. I need to see those passive buyers accumulate to the question is, when is all this aggressive selling going to be absorbed? When are all these buyers on our side helping us? And then we find the aggressive buyers now just ready to launch and move price higher. Okay, so yeah, the one thing, I guess, overall bigger picture in here is the market sentiment is pretty negative, and we're fighting that. You can see how I mean, a takeaway from that, an important takeaway from that is market sentiment is powerful. I mean, we have Nvidia is still a ways away for earnings. It's on the 19th. So, we're a week and a half or more away from that. All the other earnings have been pretty dang good, pretty stellar. Yet we're selling off here. Okay. Keep an eye on this, though. I'm still watching and waiting for this, and we'll see what we get. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for coming. Hope this was helpful, and we will catch up with you on Monday. Okay? Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.